Leprechaun is a 1993 slasher starring Jennifer Aniston, Mark Colton, Ken Allant, and Warwick Davis playing the infamous Leprechaun. This movie was made for less than $1 million, and it spawned many sequels, one coming out 2 years ago with Leprechaun Returns, and they've already greenlit another sequel supposed to come out this year or next year. Leprechaun's gone all over the place, Hollywood, Vegas, and even space, and back to the hood a few times. But we're talking about the original Leprechaun. The story of the Leprechaun is he gets caught by a man named Dan O'Grady, and he brings him back to the U.S., and he steals all of his gold. And when the Leprechaun gets trapped in a box, 10 years later, a group of kids, played by Jennifer Aniston and all those guys, find the Leprechaun and terror ensues, leading through a bunch of wacky and weird hijinks. Now, this movie is not very good. It was just a cash grab, cashing in on something unusual, something new, and that was, how do you make a Leprechaun scary? Well, they didn't really make Leprechaun scary, just more silly. The makeup effects on the Leprechaun are pretty decent, done by Gabe Bartalos. He did the puppet effects and the makeup effects for the Leprechaun, and I think he did it for other sequels as well. But they're pretty good. A lot of the blood effects are good too. Not very many gory kills, so it's just a lot of the blood you see. It looks like it's just thrown on their face. So, but on the Leprechaun, did a pretty good job. The cinematography in this movie is very low budget. It does have some nice shots here and there, but it just looks like a straight-to-video or sci-fi movie feel, which will be later on in the other sequels, and a sci-fi movie that came out in 2018. A lot of the acting in this movie is very cheap, a lot of slapstick, funny lines, but they sometimes don't land, especially with some of the side characters. One of the main characters, Jennifer Aniston's character, she plays Tori in the movie, and this was her first ever theatrical role. She did go on to do better things like Friends, and she was in quite a few other big Hollywood movies, so her career did eventually blow up, but in this movie, I don't really care for her Valley Girl, California, Hollywood character. It was just irritating to follow. The best characters in this movie are Ozzy and the little kid. Ozzy, played by Mark Holton, was in Pee-wee's Playhouse and Teen Wolf. They were the most entertaining characters, better than the two leads, Jennifer Aniston and Ken Allant. I found their characters more enjoyable, and they had a better chemistry with the other actors. The writing in this movie, too, is very awkward. Leaves you a lot of space in between and not very flowing. I believe this movie suffers a lot from that, and the just stilted acting from everybody. One thing, the director was a newer director, and so I give a little bit of leeway, but it's not the best writing in the world, and I think it could have done a lot better with a better script. The best kill in the movie is kind of a tie between two ones. One of them is the pogo stick kill in the pawn shop where he kills the pawn guy and he jumps on him with a pogo stick. Or the first kill where he pushes Miss O'Grady down the steps in the basement. The rest of the kills are very lackluster. They don't really have a lot of shock value. And the rest of the action in the movie is very slapstick. The Leprechaun gets thrown around the whole time, and he doesn't ever pose a serious threat to the main characters. The movie was originally PG-13, but the studio wanted an R movie for a bloodier and gorier movie, but I don't think it really translated well with the audience, and I think it would have been better if it had just been a PG-13 movie. And when the cop pulls him over, Leprechaun chases the cop into the woods and kills him in a very easily simple way, just snaps his neck, covers him with blood for some reason. And it's just dumb. This movie has a lot of dumb action, but it also has a lot of good parts, like the ending of the movie. Over the course of the series, the Leprechaun has many weaknesses. Four-leaf clovers, wrought iron, metals, and such. But in this movie, it is four-leaf clovers, and that's what they use to kill the Leprechaun. I'm not sure why the filmmakers decided to use four-leaf clovers as a weakness for the Leprechaun. I figured that it would be more of a pick-me-up. more than anything, but they decided to use it as a weakness. In other movies, it's used a lot better, and they have other weaknesses that are more effective, I think. But the filmmakers and the writers just, I believe, ran out of ideas, and they kept using the same ones. And it was just the weak. I just feel like it's not. It shouldn't be a weakness. The end of the movie is very fast paced. The leprechaun gets beat up a whole lot. They get a bunch of one liners in, and it's very fast paced. They want to finish the movie quick. They go through a whole bunch of different locations, the barn, the house, the fields, and there's even a part where the leprechaun flips over in a full-size pickup truck with a tiny little go-kart car he has. So it's pretty weird, but the ending kind of drags on a little bit, and I think that's one of its weak points. The leprechaun can take a lot of damage, bullets, and shotgun blasts do not hurt him. In one part of the movie, he gets his hand cut off by the door. I don't know how that worked, but his hand falls off and he just puts it back on, off screen, of course. So he takes a lot of damage, which is cool for this character, but is killed in a very easy way. I think the movie is too long. I think it's only 91 minutes, I'm pretty sure. But the action just keeps dragging on. At one point, the leprechaun gets stopped by a cop in a little Barbie car, and it was just ridiculous. And it takes all the scary factor away from the character. The best part of the movie is the ending of the movie, not just because it's closer to the credits, but it does have the best makeup effects and the creature effects in the movie. There's a scene where the young kid shoots a clover or a rock covered in a clover into the leprechaun's mouth, and he starts to melt, and you can see the skull and everything, and it just looks really gnarly and really cool. Even though the movie is not very good, I still would want to watch the other sequels. Hopefully, I will do them next St. Patrick's Day and keep this a going trend. But this movie is, like I said, very low budget and very bad, and they only get worse from here. So, thank you for watching this review, and if you want to see more, let me know what you want to see in the comments down below, and leave a like. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.